Top 10 African countries with longest coastline. Hello Explorers, welcome back to another informative video presented to you by The Explorer, and thanks for watching. In this video, we shall be taking you around the coastlines of Africa, presenting to you the top 10 African countries with the longest coastline. Coastlines are areas that lie between land and sea. If Africa's 38 countries and island states were a single country, its total coastline length would rank as the 5th longest in the world, ahead of Russia and just under the combined coastal lengths of Australia and the United States. Even though Africa is ranked as the second largest continent on Earth at 30.37 million square kilometers, its coastline at an estimated 30,500 kilometers is considered to be shorter than that of Europe, because there are few inlets and large bays or gulfs. However, this estimate excludes the continent's ocean islands, which when added comes to over 40,000 kilometers. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn notifications so you don't miss any of our daily uploads. When considering the above, the lengths and distances indicated need to be treated as rough estimates, as the totals will vary depending on the approach used. This is because the measure of a country's coastline varies with the scale at which it is measured. So, small-scale maps yield lower values of coastline measurement than do the larger-scale maps. The coastlines of most African countries are not a certainty, as most of them are estimated. To settle this contentious anomaly, as one of its objectives, Walk4Africa.org, the world's largest and longest public participation walkathon, aims to accurately measure the coastlines of all 38 African countries and ocean islands over a period of 10 years, beginning in September 2020. But until then, here are the top 10 African countries considered to be currently having the longest coastlines. Number 10. Namibia. Coastline 1,572 kilometers. From the Skeleton Coast in the north to the Orange River in the south, Namibia has nearly 1,000 miles of coastline. For much of that distance, the wind-blown dunes of the Namib Desert reach right to the pounding surf of the Atlantic Ocean, leaving a stark yet beautiful landscape. Shaped by the winds and largely unpopulated, Namibia's coastal area is home to only a handful of towns and villages. Shipwrecks lie in place for decades, slowly reclaimed by the sea or the desert. In places, fur seals gather in huge numbers, mostly free from harassment. But then, the coastline of Namibia has picturesque shores and dunes with its wildlife, and some remaining evidence of its time as a German colony. The Namibian coastline is currently estimated to be 1,572 kilometers. Number 9. Angola coastline, 1,600 kilometers. Angola is located on the western Atlantic coast of Central Africa, between Namibia and the Republic of Congo. It is also bordered by the Democratic Republic of Congo and Zambia to the east. The country consists of a sparsely watered and somewhat sterile coastal plain extending inland for a distance varying from 1,000 to 1,600 kilometers. Slightly inland and parallel to the coast is a belt of hills and mountains, and behind those a large plateau. The total land size is 1,246,700 kilometers square, and it has an exclusive economic zone of 518,433 kilometers square, with a coastline estimated to be 1,600 kilometers. Number 8. Libya coastline, 1,770 kilometers. Situated on the coast of North Africa, Libya is the 4th largest country on the continent, with an area of 1,759,540 square kilometers, extending 1,989 kilometers and 1,502 kilometers. It is bounded on the north by the Mediterranean Sea, on the east by Egypt, on the southeast by Sudan, on the south by Chad and Niger, on the west by Algeria, and on the northwest by Tunisia, with a total land boundary length of 4,348 kilometers. Libya, with plateaus and depressions, has a coastline that is 1,770 kilometers in length. The coastline of Libya is not only one of the longest coastlines in Africa, but it is also the longest Mediterranean coastline. Number 7. Morocco coastline, 1,835 kilometers. Morocco spans from the Mediterranean Sea and Atlantic Ocean on the north and west respectively, into large mountainous areas in the interior body, to the Sahara Desert in the far south. Morocco is a northern African country located in the extreme northwest of Africa, on the edge of continental Europe. The Strait of Gibraltar separates Spain of Morocco with a 13-kilometer span of water. Morocco borders the North Atlantic Ocean to the west and the West Mediterranean Sea to the north. Morocco isn't just winding souks and desert dunes. It is also 1,835 kilometers of coastline running along the Atlantic Ocean all the way to the Mediterranean Sea. Along the coast, charming harbors, busy fishing ports and picturesque beach towns abound. The coastline of Morocco is just as diverse as Morocco's interior. Morocco has the seventh longest coastline, that is 1,835 kilometers long. The sandy beaches located on the coastline play an essential role in Morocco's economy. Number 6. Eritrea Coastline, 2,234 kilometers. Eritrea is located in the Horn of Africa and is bordered on the northeast and east by the Red Sea, on the west and northwest by Sudan, on the south by Ethiopia, and on the southeast by Djibouti. The country has a high central plateau that varies from 1,800 to 3,000 meters above sea level. Coastal plain, western lowlands, and some 350 islands comprise the remainder of Eritrea's landmass. Eritrea's coastline is 2,234 kilometers long, with 1,151 kilometers along the Red Sea and 1,083 kilometers of island coastline in the Red Sea. Eritrea's maritime claim in the Red Sea extends 12 nautical miles. Eritrea has the sixth longest coastline in Africa, measuring 2,234 kilometers, and its land covers an area of approximately 125,000 square kilometers. Number 5. Egypt, coastline 2,450 kilometers. Egypt has coastlines on the Mediterranean Sea, the River Nile, and the Red Sea. Egypt borders Libya to the west, the Gaza Strip to the northeast, and Sudan to the south. Egypt has an area of 1,02,450 kilometers square, which makes it the 31st largest country in the world, and its uniqueness comes from its coastlines on the Red Sea, Mediterranean Sea, and on River Nile. The longest straight line distance in Egypt from north to south is 1,024 kilometers, while that from east to west measures 1,240 kilometers. Egypt has more than 2,900 kilometers of coastline on the Mediterranean Sea, the Gulf of Suez, and the Gulf of Aqaba, but its exclusive coastline can be estimated to 2,243 kilometers, which is the fifth longest coastline in Africa. Number 4. Mozambique, coastline 2,470 kilometers. The geography of Mozambique consists mostly of coastal lowlands, with uplands in its center and high plateaus in the northwest. There are also mountains in the western portion. The country is located on the east coast of southern Africa, directly west of the island of Madagascar. The coastline extends from south to north, making a double curve with a general trend outward to the east. It has a length of 2,470 kilometers and is the fourth longest coastline in Africa that stretches across the Indian Ocean. The southern coastline is characterized by sandy beaches backed by coastal dunes. Some 64 kilometers north of the South African frontier is the deep indentation of Maputo Bay, formerly Delagao Bay. The land then turns outward to Cape Corrientes, a little north of which is Inhamban Bay, bending westward again and passing the Bazaruto archipelago of several small islands, of which the chief is Bazaruto. Mozambique's central coast from Bazaruto Island north to Angoshe Island is known as the Bight of Sofala or Sofala Bay. It is also known as the Swamp Coast and is characterized by extensive mangrove swamps and coastal wetlands. The coastline of Mozambique is said to have exciting and luxurious resorts that attract tourists who are interested in finding something unique due to the unexplored and nameless beaches. Number 3. South Africa, coastline 2,789 kilometers. South Africa occupies the southern tip of Africa. Its coastline stretching more than 2,700 kilometers from the desert border with Namibia on the Atlantic coast southwards around the tip of Africa, and then northeast to the border with Mozambique on the Indian Ocean. The low-lying coastal zone is narrow for much of that distance, soon giving way to a mountainous escarpment called the Great Escarpment that separates the coast from the high inland plateau. In some places, notably the province of KwaZulu-Natal in the east, a greater distance separates the coast from the escarpment. The country also occupies the southern tip of the continent, and most of it is semi-arid. The South African coastline is the third longest in Africa and is most definitely characterized with beautiful sandy beaches and picturesque landscapes. Number 2. Somalia, 3,333 kilometers. Somalia's coastline consists of the Gulf of Aden to the north, the Gaddafi Channel to the northeast, and the Somali Sea to the east. Somalia has a long coastline of about 3,333 kilometers, the longest on mainland Africa, and it is covered with plateaus, highlands, and plains. Mogadishu, the capital of Somalia, is situated on the eastern coast of Somalia. The coastline plays a major role in maintaining the economy of the country by fishing and trade, given all the fields of economy are not very productive. Somalia has second longest coastline in Africa, which is divided between the northern and eastern sides. The northern tip meets Djibouti in the west, and eastern tip meets Kenya in the south. There is a number of islands in the coastal areas. Ras Qasir or Cape Gaddafi is the easternmost point of Somalia. This point joins the Gaddafi Channel to the Gulf of Aden. Number 1. Madagascar, coastline 4,828 kilometers. Madagascar is a large island in the Indian Ocean off the eastern coast of southern Africa, east of Mozambique. It has a total area of 587,040 km square, with 581,540 km square of land and 5,500 km square of water. Madagascar is the fourth largest island and the second largest island country in the world. Madagascar, which is the fourth biggest island globally, is also the country with the longest coastline in Africa. Madagascar's coastline is characterized by beautiful beaches, smaller islands and temples of water, which makes it one of the most beautiful in Africa as well. No wonder Madagascar is such a big tourist attraction to tourists around the world. There you have it, explorers. Those were the 10 African countries with the longest coastlines. Thanks for watching this video. If you want us to cover any of the top 10 topics, leave a suggestion in the comments and we will do well to grant your request. Also, if you did enjoy the video, do well to give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends.